Today we're going to talk about navigation lights, or what they were called when I was growing up, which we always called them running lights. Navigation lights serve two main functions on a powerboat or a sailboat. The obvious one is that they make your boat more visible when you're operating at night so you don't have collisions. But the other thing, which is very important, is that they show who has the right of way when two boats approach each other. That's why, for example, that sailboats under sail show different lights than powerboats do when they're operating at night. The basic rule here is that a sailboat has to have two side lights and a stern light. And if you add up all the angles of those three lights, they equal 360 degrees. So they shine in all directions around the vessel. The two side lights are a red one on the port side and a green one on the starboard side, and a white light shining aft. Now the reason for the three colors is that so boats approaching from any angle know what their angle is relative to the boat they're approaching. So if you see a red light, it's a good indication that you don't have the right of way to cross in front of the other vessel. Red, red, you're dead, as they say in aircraft. Well, the same thing is true in sailboats and powerboats when they're crossing. So why do powerboats have different lights than sailboats? Powerboats are required to have a forward-facing white light in addition to the aft-facing light. Well, they have this additional light called a masthead light to indicate that they are powerboats, and therefore they have to give way to a sailboat. So you can tell when two powerboats are crossing, a sailboat and a powerboat, or two sailboats. You can figure out what the other vessel is. So there are some minor differences here. For example, you can combine the stern light and the masthead light into a single all-round light. So that's why you get a lot of boats that will have some sort of a pole light like this one from Atwood. This will shine in 360 degrees. It's mounted up very high for two reasons. One is to get it so that it's visible and higher than the side lights, and the other is so that it doesn't put glare in the driver's eyes as the driver's maneuvering the boat. The other is that boats can combine the starboard and port lights into a single fixture like this one, commonly called a bicolor light. So this has a lens on one side for the green, one side for the red, and so it shines in the right angles, in the right directions, but it's combined into a single fixture. Now, an advantage of this is that you have fewer holes to drill in your boat, and the other thing is you only have one lamp operating, so it reduces your power consumption. Now, something else happens when you get up to 40 feet, and that is that the brightness of the lights increases, meaning that larger boats have to have brighter and frequently larger lights than smaller boats. This means that your side lights have greater visibility range, your forward-facing masthead light has greater range, and your stern light has greater range. So you'll find that even though we're showing some of these smaller fixtures in this video, these may be only legal up to about 40 feet, at which point you'll have to use a larger fixture if you have a larger sailboat or powerboat. Another option that sailors might want to consider is to combine a tricolor masthead light with either a strobe light or an all-round light. The all-round light works as an anchor light at night, and it will allow you to have your anchor light placed as high as possible on the boat. One quick note, sailboats can't use this light configuration when they're under power. When they're under power, they're considered powerboats even if the sails are up, and therefore they need to use deck-mounted lights and a forward-facing masthead light and stern light.